We're outside the art room, or the art building B10, and looking at one of these SDG murals, the tile murals we made last year from grade 8, just to give you some ideas. Today we are going to make an SDG slab tile, Sustainable Development Goal tile, like the one you saw in the hanging in front of the B10 building. We're going to work with white clay, which looks gray, but it will fire white. And the first thing, you have about a handful of it that we'll give you, you're going to wedge it. And wedging gets the air bubbles out. I'm working above a table leg on the table because the table doesn't suck the moisture out. The wood will suck out some of the moisture and you don't want that. So you want to do this about 40 times. We don't want any air bubbles in the clay. What happens if there's air bubbles in the clay when we fire it? Okay, so let's say that's about 40 times. Now, I'm just gonna kind of get this in my hands, get familiar with the clay, and I'm going to roll out a slab on a wood board. This is when you can channel any frustrating feelings that you're feeling, and take it out on the clay. We're kind of flattening it out a little bit here. And then we're going to use 2 square wooden dowels to roll out the tile. So the tile is even. We have a rolling pin. These are like the train tracks. I'm just gonna flip it over here too. I have plenty of clay to work with. So now, these allowed the tile to have an even width, or the slab to have an even width all the way around. I have a template. We are making a smaller tile this year, about 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And you can place this anywhere in your clay. I mean, you can be on the edge too, just so it all the way fits in there. Save your scraps. I like to use a ruler and just press in. You can press all the way through if you want to, but where your tile is going to be. And then I can use a needle tool or a paper clip to cut this. Be careful, these are very sharp, so be calm while you're using these. Also, don't force it or press it too hard. It's easy for these to break. Be gentle with the tools, please. Show them respect. Okay, and there we have the tile we will be working with. Now you have your design in your process journal of what it will look like. We're going to start with the back side, actually. When the tiles are attached to the wall, they need a place for the glue to go in so it grips and it goes to the wall. So we're going to give them some ridges. I'm going to say that this is my back side. And we have a few different ribs here. This one or this one with little jagged sharp teeth, and you can add some ridges to the back side, and then very clearly I'm going to write my name. Okay, it didn't all fit on there, but it says Miss Graham. It doesn't just say G, it's very clearly Miss Graham, so then it can come back to me. Also, I'm going to pretend that I'm in the blue class, and I might just come around at the end of class and put this on there. But I'm just going to put, this is under glaze. I'm going to just mark it with some blue on the back side so it will easily come back to my class and set that aside. Okay, So then I'm working with my tile. I have my design in my process journal, what I want to do. I'm working on number 10, SDG number 10, and I want to make the number 10 to add in there. So I know that I want the 10 right up here somewhere, about this size. I'm gonna cut this off. So I can use the needle tool to make the shapes that I want for my leftover slab. And I think I might just use the back side of the needle tool and press in here for the 0, the hole in the 0, but not all the way through. Okay, I want to attach these onto the clay. How do I do that? If I fire this like this, they're not attached, they'll just fall off. How do I make a secure attachment? Yes, score and slip. Good memory. So we use clay glue, which is slip. What it is just watered down clay. This one maybe is a little bit lighter from, it's still white, but maybe a different kind. Scoring is like tic-tac-toe boards, a few millimeters deep, and then on here too. So what's gonna happen is, some tic-tac-toe boards. I'm going to put slip. We have these cups of slip. It's just watered down clay. This one's a little whiter. The slip goes into the tic-tac-toe boards, the scoring, and then you press it together. It's okay if it oozes out, you can clean that up later, but you want to make sure that the globby part of the slip is going into the tic-tac-toe boards, so when it dries, it becomes one. The slip goes in there, and then there's a strong attachment. I'm looking for you to make a strong attachment with your scoring and slipping. Okay, so that's number 10. Something else I would like you to think about on here, you have your design, make your whole design, is texture. So everything isn't just flat, but you saw that there's lots of different textures that you can do. And you can make textures with different tools, like make little designs in here, make a border going all the way around. You can make texture with our ribs that have teeth and make some texture in there. The glaze goes into the texture, it looks really nice. We also have texture rollers that we used at the beginning of the year when we were painting. Now we can use the same rollers on clay and add some texture in there if you want to. Other random things, this used to have glue sticks on it, but you can press it in and get some texture in there too. So think about texture. Maybe you want to have a border going around it. It's all in your plan. Something else we have are these letter stamps. So you could actually stamp in the, for me, number 10, reduce inequalities. I could take these and stamp them in letter by letter. Everything that you're adding to your tile, please press it in there. When you're drawing with it, if you draw right on your clay, like if I put number 10, it looks kind of ripped up, but it looks much better if you were to take this and press it in, like press that in for texture, and then maybe make this your 0. But scoring and slipping, items on there. Adding texture to your tile. I see my tile's getting a little bit out of shape here. You can use your template to check on that to make sure if you need to form it a little bit so they match up with each other when we put them on. So once I score and slip these on, my name's on the back, I can be done with my tile and we'll put it in the right place for drawing. Thank you. Welcome to our clay cart. Miss Lay organized this wonderful clay cart for us. It has everything that we need. You can take your tools from here. At the end of class, you can return your tools to here. We have rolling pins, different containers of slip here. This is both the slip. We have different wooden tools that you can use for texture, scoring, etc. So we have wooden tools. We have loop tools, tools that have a loop and you can carve away clay with that. We have different ribs, wooden ribs, toothed rib, just plain rib, but these you'll need for the back of your tile. Knives, you can use a knife for cutting too, and please, when you take these pointer tools out, these ones are brand new, they still have the plastic on them. You can put the plastic back on, I'm sure we'll lose that quick enough. But please, when you put the needle tools away, put them needle down, because when I reach in, I don't want to be stabbed by the needles. Thank you. Sponges, these are just clay sponges, so make sure they come back over here. And then below, we have wooden boards to work on, wooden boards. And we have the wooden square dowels to use as tracks for when you're rolling out your tile. Okay, thank you for enjoying our clay cart.